Well, in last class, what we discussed, in electric flux, point charge outside the surface, point charge outside the surface charge is outside of it, then inward flux is equal to outward flux, Q in, Q out, also fine. But inward flux is negative, outward flux is positive. So what is the net flux? Pi net. Inward flux negative, outward flux positive. Pi net is minus pi plus pi. It is sum of inward flux and outward flux, which is 0, right? When the point charge inside the closed surface, here is also point charge outside the closed surface. Just I'm reminding you, this is a closed surface like a hollow sphere. I place the point charge here at the center. Point charge at the center of the sphere, whose radius is r. Then whenever charge is placed inside, yesterday we calculated what is the flux, how it is going to be. The electric lines of force see radially outward, only outward flux. When this charge is positive, only outward flux. You observe all the electric lines of force. We know in the properties we studied, electric lines of force diverge from the positive charge. They go out from the surface of the positive charge. So lines are going out. Outward flux, right? Yesterday we calculated what is that flux, pi. When a charge is inside, that is positive charge is inside. Q by epsilon naught, right? In the same way, closed surface, and same one point charge I'm taking at the center, point charge, but this is minus charge. Let this charge is negative. I'm placing at the center. What happens? Right? The only difference is from the positive charge, electric lines come out from the surface. They diverge. For the negative charge, they converge. Sir, what is converge? They appear that they are coming in. In the properties we studied, for a negative charge, electric lines converge onto right. So what is the flux, sir? Nothing is different. Same spherical closed surface in which charge Q is placed. And if you calculate the flux, already yesterday we calculated that flux pi is Q by epsilon naught. If you see these formulas, whenever positive charge is there inside, Q by epsilon naught. Negative charge is inside, Q by epsilon naught. But immediately from the diagram, what difference we find? This is a outward flux. This is an inward flux. Right? So this becomes positive. This becomes negative. Just polarity of the charge, you take it. That is enough. Whenever negative charge is placed inside, you take minus charge by epsilon naught. So this is called outward flux. This is inward flux. Outward flux, already we discussed, positive. Inward flux, this is negative. See, positive, negative. Here, arrow mark tells you going out lines. Here they are coming in, right? Number of lines crossing inside. Inward flux. This is outward flux. So anyway, when a point charge is inside a closed surface, what is the flux? The charge by epsilon naught. When it is outside, zero flux linked through any closed surface, right? This is what we discussed in yesterday's class. Now, when the next one, take a screenshot or note down. When some number of charges inside a closed surface. Number of charges inside a closed surface. There is only one charge here, and here also there is only one charge. A closed surface. Now if you observe, I took the closed surface which is not symmetrical, and in the sense not like a sphere, not like a cube, any closed surface of any shape. Look here, I am taking three charges which are inside Q1, Q2, Q3. The question is, what is the flux? Total flux linked with this, right? What is the total flux linked with this closed surface? From that discussion, from here, if a charge Q is inside, phi is Q by epsilon naught. Minus charge is inside, minus Q by epsilon naught. Here one important point. If you observe this formula of the flux, it has two physical quantities, Q and epsilon naught. Q charge, epsilon naught medium, right? What that formula tells us? It tells us one important thing. This flux is independent of the shape of this closed surface. So phi independent of shape and size of closed surface, right? Very important thing. How can we say, sir? See the formula. In the formula, it is Q by epsilon naught. There is no term related to the shape. There is no term related to the size. And one more, there is no term related to the position of the charge inside. Charge may be present here, charge may be present here, anywhere. Formula comes same. So one point is phi independent of the shape and size of the closed surface. And second, position of the charge inside. It has to be inside. That's all. It should be in the closed surface, but it is not necessary to be at the center, right? Second important point is, for this charge to be present inside, irrespective of its position, charge to be present inside, here I am writing, charge to be inside of its position, right? So it has to be inside, but where it is it at the center or is it somewhere? Doesn't matter. Charge to be present at anywhere inside of it, right? These 2 points are very important whenever you are talking about flux. So what is first point? This flux is independent of this shape of the closed surface. It may be a sphere, it may be a cube, right? It may be a cylindrical closed surface. It may be of any irregular shape. Right? Formula comes same. The thing is, charge to be inside at anywhere, not only at the center, at anywhere inside, right? I hope you understand these 2 points. From that, can you answer this question? It is asked in previous entrance. What is flux? Linked with this closed surface. What is the flux? See, flux due to this first charge. Due to that first charge, Q1 by epsilon naught. Due to second charge, Q2 by epsilon naught. Due to this third charge, minus Q3 by epsilon naught. Then what is the total flux linked with? Pi Q1 plus Q2 minus Q3 by epsilon naught. That's all. When number of charges are present inside, if you observe this, Q1, Q2 minus Q3, what simply it is? Algebraic sum of charges. This is summation symbol. Right? Algebraic sum of charges by epsilon naught. But one care that we had to take, positive, take it positive. If it is negative, take it negative. Because we know due to positive charge, flux is positive. Due to negative charge, flux is negative. Outward, inward. Right? Well. Next. When charges present in and out of closed surface. Charges present in and out of closed surface, right? Come on. This is a closed surface. I'm taking. Now I know closed surface of any shape. It doesn't matter. I'm taking some charges. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5. Like this. Here I took 5 charges. If you observe, Q1, Q2, Q3, they present inside the closed surface. Q4 and Q5, they are outside the closed surface. Question is saying, what is the total flux linked with the surface? What is the total flux linked with the surface? Come on. Now we know the concept. Flux due to inward charges, pi, due to Q in, I write, inward charges, pi due to Q in. That means flux due to charges which are present in. We know Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 by epsilon naught. Now only we calculate it. As it is negative, I took their negative. Whenever flux due to inward charges, it is just sum of the flux due to individual. So is it not same? Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 by epsilon naught. What is the flux due to Q out? Come on. What is the flux due to Q out? In the previous case we discussed, whatever the charge may be present outside, whether it is negative or positive, the flux due to outside charges is 0. Yes or no? The flux due to outside charges is 0. Flux linked with the surface due to outside charges is 0, right? 0. This is also at outside. Flux due to this charge linked with this is 0. Flux due to this charge linked with this closed surface is 0, right? Because whatever the lines come in, those lines go out. Whatever the lines come in from this charge, they simply go out. So due to this charge, flux linked is 0. Due to this charge, flux linked is 0. Total flux due to outward charges is 0, right? Now, what is phi? Total flux linked with this. Simple. This one and this one. I'm taking it as phi 1. I'm taking it as total. Sorry, because their charges are taken 1 and 2. Better this is phi out due to Q in and phi due to Q out. So I add those two. Phi due to Q in, phi due to Q out. Phi due to Q in, phi due to Q out. So what is the final answer? Sum these two. Just add them, right? Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 by epsilon naught. Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 by epsilon naught, right? That is the answer. Remember, simply to remember when it comes in any examination, don't consider outside charges because flux due to outside charges is 0. Just see what are the charges presented. Their sum. What sum? Algebraic sum. Algebraic sum in the sense, if it is positive, take positive. If it is negative, take negative. Right? Q1 here, 3 are positive. Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 by epsilon naught. Clear? Okay. Next. This is one closed surface, Q1, Q2. I call this as first closed surface. Closed surface 1 or closed surface A. This is another closed surface B. Some charge Q3 is here. Right? Now tell me, what is flux linked with this closed surface A and flux linked with this closed surface B? Right? In one step, you can answer this question. Yes or no? In one step, if you know the concept. What it is? Flux through any closed surface is total charge in it by epsilon naught. I am asking what is the flux through this closed surface A? This closed surface. This is a closed surface, it is not just a loop, a closed one, right? In this closed surface. See what we have to see. How many charges are present in? These two charges are present in, right? Then what is phi A? Q1 plus Q2 by epsilon naught. Clear? And what is the flux through this total closed surface B? Then what we have to see, how many charges are present inside of the B? This Q3, Q1, Q2, all are present in this B, right? All are present in that. So QB is what? Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 by epsilon naught. Well, so I hope you understand the concept from these examples. Flux through any closed surface due to charges present in total charge by epsilon naught. Clear? This is asked in entrance. Previous entrance question. Next. See, this is a sphere. Charge present in Q. What is the flux linked with this sphere, hollow sphere, closed sphere? We know flux is Q by epsilon naught. The question asked is, the radius of this sphere is increased twice. The radius of this spherical surface is increased twice. Initially R, now 2R. Charge is there only Q. In this case, what is flux? What happened? Radius of sphere increased. What is the flux? What is our answer? We know the flux linked with a closed surface independent of the size, right? Independent of the size. The thing to see is whether the charge present inside or outside. That's all. Right? Charge here it is inside, Q by epsilon naught. Here also charge inside, but size of the closed surface is increased. But we know it is independent of the size. So what is the answer? Q by epsilon naught only. This is one example related flux. Through surface. Independent of size. Right? Next. This is a cube, a box, a cube. A charge Q is placed here. A charge Q is inside of the cube, completely inside of the cube. Not to be at the center, anywhere you can take. Inside of the cube. What is the flux? Flux is Q by epsilon naught. whether it is cube, sphere, anything. Now the charge is shifted to a cylinder, a closed cylinder. Now I place the charge here, shifted to a cylinder. Same charge shifted into a cylinder. What is the flux? What is the flux? Simple thing. We know flux is independent of the shape of the cylinder. Yes or no? Flux only depends upon charge whether present inside or out, one point, and that magnitude. Whatever may be this enclosure, it may be a cube, it may be a cylinder, it may be a sphere, Q by epsilon naught. It is one example related flux through a closed surface. Independent of shape, independent of shape. This is an example. Independent of size. This is an example. Independent of shape. Remember, simple problems, important concept also. In board exams, we get these questions for 1 mark and 2 mark. In entrance exam, this type of bit is must. Next. Next. And question is like this. This is a cylinder, hollow cylinder. It's a hollow cylinder. For this inward flux is given as pi 1. Outward flux is given as pi 2. Inward flux is pi 1. Outward flux is pi 2. The question asks, what is the charge inside the cylinder? We don't know how much. There is some charge inside the cylinder. Given that inward flux is phi 1, outward flux is phi 2, then what is the charge inside the cylinder? Right? We know one formula. Total flux phi is equal to charge inside by epsilon naught. We have this formula. Total flux phi is equal to Q by epsilon naught. This formula we have. From this formula, can't we get the value for Q? See, what is total flux? Given that inward flux is phi 1, outward flux is phi 2. Phi is phi 2 minus phi 1. Can I write? Total flux. Because inward flux is negative, outward flux is positive. Net flux phi 2 minus phi 1. Yes or no? Which is equal to Q by epsilon naught. If you don't understand, You write one more step. Phi total, pi in plus pi out. Pi in, given that minus pi 1, but we know pi in is minus. So here minus pi 1 plus pi 2. This is pi 2 minus pi 1. This is what I took here. Right? Inward flux numerical value is given to you. Whenever you are taking it into problem, you take it negative. Inward flux. Outward flux, positive. Pi 2 minus pi 1. We know total flux linked with the closed surface is charge inside by epsilon naught. Then phi 2 minus pi 1, q by epsilon naught. Then what is q? Q is epsilon naught into pi 2 minus pi 1. This is the answer. Right? So we discussed all the concepts related to charge outside, charge inside of the closed surface, charges in and out, and their related examples and problems. How we get the problem related to that. Okay. Based on this flux concept, there is one important, even for the board and entrance concept is there, Gauss law. Tomorrow we go with Gauss law, right? Once again, I am requesting all the students, compulsion, attend the classes regularly so that we can enjoy our classes, we can cope up better.